The following is a paid presentation on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Good Saturday afternoon to you once again. Dave Watts back with you as we continue looking ahead to things we might need to get done around the house. And January is always the right time to get into possible renos and fix-ups. Now, the annual Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show is coming up next weekend, Thursday through Sunday at the EY Centre. And this hour, we're going to bring you up to date on things to check out, and we'll welcome some special guests as well. Marilena Tricarico will be with us from Reno Assistance, and Jason Burgraff will drop by as well. He's from the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. We'll catch up with both Jason and Marilena shortly. But as always, great to start off with our old friend Robert Johnson. He's the manager of the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show. Happy New Year, Rob.
Happy New Year, Dave. Always good to chat with you. And we're, as we step into 2024, we're very excited to welcome everybody on site to the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show.
Well, I think it's going to be a good one. So, Robert, as I say, you've got an amazing history of home shows here in the Ottawa area every January, March, and September. Let's look at some of your history with the Ottawa area and perhaps a quick recap of last year's remodeling show.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, our company puts on the three home shows that are at the EY Centre, the Ottawa Fall Home Show every fall, the Ottawa Home and Garden Show every March, and the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show, which we're talking about today, every January. So I've personally been with the company for well over 11 years now, and put on close to 30 shows. So very excited to keep working with new companies in the Ottawa area. And as every year, the show has some new companies, some companies that have exhibited with us in a long time, and something very interesting for everybody out there who's looking to take their next project and make it real.
You know, Robert, you touched on something that I think is really special with you folks, and that is that every show has something different to check out and something different to look at. It's always a great value for all of the folks coming by to see it. Let's take a look at your tickets and the venue, of course, the dates of the show. It's coming up next weekend, and an online ticket promo. Let's take a look at that.
That's it. Yeah. So we run Thursday through Sunday, as you mentioned. Thursday and Friday, we're on from noon to 9. Saturday, we go 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, tickets at the door are $14 for adults, $13 for seniors. If you purchase your ticket ahead of time, adults are, you get a $2 savings for booking in advance. But everybody who's listening today can walk away with a 50% off promo code. The promo code's pretty easy to remember. It's CFRA. So that's 50% off our normal box office rate tickets for $7 with promo code CFRA. Head to OttawaHomeandRemodelingShow.com, buy tickets, and just enter that CFRA promo code.
Wow, that's terrific. So that promo code, once again, CFRA, and you'll get a 50% off on your tickets. Now, if corporates, organizations, businesses, if they want to buy group tickets, can that be done?
Yeah, so you just have to head to our website under the information page, and there's a section under corporate ticket programs. It's very simple. You would order a certain quantity of tickets. We would send you, say, 100, and then you're only charged back at a reduced rate for the tickets that come through the door. So head to our website and just do an information request, and we'll be able to get those to you in time, or you can pick them up on site.
Now, for those folks listening that haven't been involved with any of your shows before, Robert, this is a full-service show with trusted advice, ideas, and inspiration. That's all under one roof. It's a great value.
Yeah, I mean, the general concept between all of our events is that there can be so much jungled up information out there, whether it's on social media or on the internet, and the trend sort of being that people have less customer service time, just because people are more and more busy these days. So what we're offering is really to be able to come on site and face-to-face speak with the different professionals, the owners of the business sometimes, the people who really know what the information needs to be, should be on your next project. So, it's a one-stop shop. We have everything from planners, designers, renovators, contractors, financial institutions for loans, really the full circle. So you could come on site and maybe spend 2 hours at the EY Center, and get all the information and make human relationships and interactions with people. And I think really, in my personal opinion, it's the best way, if you don't already have a contractor, if you don't have your ideas yet, to take that plan to fruition.
All right. Habitat for Humanity has been a partner for a long time. What have they got going this year with the Restore at the show, Robert?
So we work with Habitat on 2 levels. We work with them on the international and national level, raising funds for them. And we actually have a little contest going where you can be entered to win, if you donate $25 to Habitat for Humanity International, a trip to Hawaii to help with the Habitat for Humanity team building or rebuilding houses for people in Hawaii, as well as getting to visit Hawaii itself. So kind of a twofold there. And then we also work with the Habitat for Humanity Greater Ottawa and their Restore. They do a pop-up Restore on site. So it's pre-used items that they have either upcycled or are in pretty good shape already. And you can come check out the pop-up Restore on site in booth 800.
All right. Now, the Sleep Country main stage is always a focal point. We're going to get into that shortly over the course of the hour. We'll talk about some of the folks that are going to be on stage. But you've got some new partners this year, Robert. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, so Reno Assistance is our presenting sponsor, and they were a presenting sponsor for the fall show prior this year, but are again back for the Home and Remodeling show. So it is the Home and Remodeling show presented by Reno Assistance, and you will be hearing from Reno Assistance later on in this hour. So they'll be able to speak to you a little bit more about the service that they offer. But it's an amazing service if anybody's looking to do a renovation and maybe not know where to start or how to find accredited people. They provide an incredible service on that light. And then we're working with Benka Landscapes, Da Vinci Pergolas, Orleans Hot Tubs, Aluka Cabinets, and Crooker's Saunas to build a little bit of a backyard oasis at the show. So they're partnering up with us to take you out of those cold January days and into your dream backyard on site. So those are 2 new partners that we've been working with for the upcoming show.
And Robert, it's always great to see that Brian Baumler is coming back again. Baumler approved. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Brian Baumler is our long-running spokesperson for our home shows in Ottawa and across Canada. And he will be presenting on the main stage this show, which is very exciting. He's always a big fan favorite. And we work with his company called Baumler Approved, and we'll be highlighting which companies have been given the seal of approval of Brian Baumler on site. So that's Baumler Approved. You can check it out online or on our website.
Got to take a quick break on News Talk 580 CFRA's Experts on Call. Our guest is Robert Johnston. He's the manager of the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show. And coming right up, we're going to chat with Jason Burgraff. He's the executive director of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. We'll be right back.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
The Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show, of course, returning to the EY Center next weekend. Perfect timing to get those late winter and early spring projects rolling. Now, coming up a little later, we'll welcome Marilena Tricarico from Reno Assistance. But right now, we're pleased to welcome back the Executive Director of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association, Jason Burgraff. Good afternoon, Jason.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's great to catch up with you once again. Certainly been a busy few months since the last last time we spoke about housing availability, supply, and demand in all forms of accommodation. Now, we're going to get into more on what GOBA has to offer per se in a minute or so, but let's start off with a look at the current housing situation, Jason, here in the Ottawa area.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for these past few years for sure, with economic conditions being as they are. It's really pushed, obviously, housing prices have really jumped up, but it's sort of moderated now over the past little bit. You're seeing sale prices level out for sure. And we're starting to see sales starting to pick up. Coming out of the pandemic, sales slowed down, especially over late 2022 and through 2023, which means, a lot of people are kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to change, especially with high interest rates, of course. And now, that consumer confidence it seems to kind of be coming back. So we're starting to see increases in new home sales month over month over the past little bit. And we expect that to kind of continue that slow grow momentum into about the second half of 2024, when we should start seeing a more robust activity.
Now, the fall economic statement came out last fall, obviously, laid out some housing plans and supply. What are some of the key items that are needed right now?
Yeah, so both the federal and the provincial fall economic statements, they really focused on construction of rental apartments, mostly by removing HST, which was a big factor. But both statements also focused on funding more infrastructure that would support homes being built, and infrastructure like, pipes for water and sewer, especially. And this is really one of the major keys moving forward to increase our density within the city. And then along with that, you have to have the city itself increasing zoning permissions through a zoning bylaw, which is going to be the big thing we do with the municipality this year. Is you're going to start seeing that draft coming out of, okay, here's how we see growth for residential, housing within the city.
Wow. Lots of things to consider. That's for sure. Well, GOBA, of course, is big at the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show, the annual show coming up every year at the EY Centre. Let's talk about the GOBA, the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. Maybe a quick background, Jason, and its mission for those who aren't totally aware of this.
Yeah, over 415 companies right now. We've grown over 100 new members over the past 2 years or so. Really kind of, trying to put ourselves out there a lot more. Collectively, they build somewhere between about 9,000 and 10,000 homes annually here in Ottawa, as well as renovate many of the 400 odd existing homes that are in Ottawa. It's a part of the key thing that we kind of forget about often is how many existing homes there are, and then a lot of them are getting older and need to be updated as well, both for energy efficiency and aging in place, for safety and what have you. So we're really glad to see that contingency of the membership really growing strong.
Let's talk about GOBA's 3-point plan for success.
Yeah, we really kind of focus on three major things, as you say. Like, it's advocating for regulatory change, and that always focuses on housing affordability, quality, and choice. Obviously, for residents here in Ottawa, we provide development forums to work on those issues and identify the solutions to increasing housing supply and speeding up the construction of housing, which is always one of the biggest issues. And then finally, we deliver a lot of professional education and recognition programs. I mean, our members, being a member alone is kind of a dedication to professionalism, and that you want to improve both your business and the industry, and you want to continue that improvement. So we provide those. And then also our Housing Design Awards, which usually is the focus of the Fall Home Show, recognizes, the excellence in new home construction and renovations each year in Ottawa.
The Design Awards, that was a great feature in last year's show, the Fall Home Show, and lots of great awards and lots of innovative projects came out of that as well.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more, especially, getting speaking to higher prices, right? And the cost of construction going up. We're starting to see different types of homes coming through, and, condo townhomes, right? That are innovative designs, and blocks of homes, multifamily projects, that sort of thing are really kind of kicking into high gear to provide that housing in these tough economic conditions.
Absolutely. Now, what are some of the services that the association provides to builders in general?
So our bread and butter is really our policy work. So, I mean, we look at citywide policies and we say, well, what's working, what's not, and how things can be improved to get more housing supply in the community, especially housing supply that's affordable. So, I mean, ultimately, having more homes and a variety of homes is better for everyone. It's obviously better for the industry. It's better for the city. It's better for residents, both now and in the future, who really want a place of their own in Ottawa. And the decisions and the policies we set up today really dictate what our housing choices are going to be 10, 20 years down the road. So that's why we're focused on those.
Okay. So why is it so important to hire a professional in a building or renovation project?
The big thing is, protecting yourself. Get it in writing has been our mantra for well over 20 years now of don't pay cash to somebody who's giving you a cheap price or who says they're just going to avoid paying tax, paying GST on something. Ultimately, if you don't have a written contract to fall back on, that person can walk away with your money and not do the job, or do it, do half the job, or do a very poor job that could leave your house in a more dangerous situation than what it was when you started. We get easily several calls a week on people who have, dealt with renovators who are not professionals. They've handed over a big wad of cash, and now they're kind of stuck, right? So it's really about protecting yourself. Getting a good relationship with a professional is key to ensuring that you get the project and get the results you want in the end.
Absolutely. Will make so much sense. Jason, we'll get into your involvement with the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show in just a sec. But first, let's take a look at some of the association's activities coming up. For example, what is Goodbye 2023 and Hello 2024? That sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, so every year in January, we hold kind of a bit of a sales seminar, if you will, that goes over economic conditions, obviously, as well as housing sales stats, both for 2023 and then, coming into 24, which is how I'm kind of predicting that things will pick up in 2024 as our sales economists show. So that's a real focus on, new home sales for our members, especially the ones who have, new homes sales offices and that sort of thing. And then we do a lot of social events as well, just to have fun, like a curling bond spiel that we do in February, just where people can socialize and have a little fun and recreation, and not have to worry about the job every day in, day out.
All right, let's focus in now on the home shows coming up next weekend, the Remodeling Show. What is your booth for Goba at next week's show, and what can folks expect to see?
Yeah, so the show is going to be, the booth is at 912. So it's a bit in the back to the left. If you can see the hot tubs, you should be able to see our booth there. And really what it's going to be for us is almost an experts on call, but in person. So throughout the show, we're going to have individual members manning the booth. Every hour, there's going to be somebody there. And these are actual renovators with various expertise. So we're going to have expertise in kitchens and baths, in additions and basements and masonry and whole home renovations. Companies that focus both kind of big and small projects are going to be manning this booth throughout. So if you're thinking of a project that you want to do, or you even have the vaguest notion and you want to try to flesh it out a bit, there's going to be somebody at our booth that you can talk to and get some expert advice with.
That's great advice for folks that are maybe doing it yourself, and also for contractors too. I mean, they can always pick up tips along the way as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's it's a community for sure. And even if you are doing a DIY, the members are friendly and they're quite willing to help you out of, hey, have you ever thought about approaching it this way or something else? Because often repairs, which is kind of the thing people do DIY the most, you want to do a bit of an upgrade, right? It's not just replacing what you had before necessarily. Sometimes you want to do something a little more. So there's always going to be a vast experience and expertise there to help you along.
Wow, there you go. Now, that's all coming up next weekend, of course, at the EY Center at the Remodeling Show. Again, Jason, what is your booth number, the Goba booth number?
Yeah, it's 912, bit to the back and to the left. And if you see I see the hot tubs, they should be there.
Perfect. Jason Berggraf, thank you so much. Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association Executive Director. Always great to chat with you, Jason. Have a great show coming up.
Thanks very much.
All right, and coming up right after the break, we'll get back to our conversation with Robert Johnson, and we'll welcome Marilena Tricarico. She's from Reno Assistance. Don't forget the website, ottawahome-and-remodeling-show.com. Experts on call on News Talk 580 CFRA. We'll be right back.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
One of the more popular annual events in Ottawa is the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show. And with this year's edition, certainly less than a week away, it begins next Thursday, runs through Sunday. So keep those dates in mind. Now, guests this hour, of course, include the manager of the show, Robert Johnston, and Jason Berggraf is with us as well. You just heard from Jason. He's the Executive Director of GOBA. And this time around, we're pleased to welcome Marilena Tricarico. She's with Reno Assistance, the Remodeling Show official presenter. Good afternoon, Marilena.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And Happy New Year, too. I guess you can still say Happy New Year.
I think so.
I think so, too. We're into January. Why not? Certainly there are many to-do-it-yourselfers out there, Marilena, and often professional help is needed. Reno Assistance could just be the ticket to getting that job done right the first time, getting those fix-ups done, and more efficiently, that's the word, and certainly within budget. So let's look at Reno Assistance to start with, Marilena, and how did it come about and its mission?
Well, Reno Assistance been around for quite some time, actually. It was founded in 2010. So, my goodness, we're looking at 14 years already. I've been with the company for 5 now. The way it started actually is the founder himself was into the renovation world back then. He would buy houses, flip them, do renovations for himself. He was very active at that level and came across many contractors or bad experiences from the renovation world, such as, contractors not being present or missed appointments, bad work being done, and has even had some stolen deposits. So I'm sure all of us have heard some of these horror stories that make people very insecure to go through renovations. And this is what inspired him to create a platform that would actually provide a service that puts in contact homeowners and business owners with qualified, licensed, and vetted contractors for the renovation project. So we actually vet contractors. He had experienced working with good contractors and thought, we've got to put these people up front and try to help other people, such as his family and friends, avoid the same, mistakes that he had done to work with people that were not reliable. So this is how Reno Assistance came to be. And, if we talk about the mission, it's basically designed to help customers minimize risks and giving the opportunity for a successful renovation.
Certainly trust is a big factor in getting a job done properly. And Marilena, let's talk about the trust factor and just about everything to do with renovations these days. Getting the job done right, as you say, with the right contractor for any kind of project is certainly key, and trust is in there big time.
Well, you said it right, Dave, because trust is what the service is based on. So, we have 2 types of customers. We have the customers that have experienced or have heard of horror stories and are kind of hesitant on, figuring out who they can trust with their home renovation project. So they're very insecure. And on the other hand, you do have customers that have done renovations. They know the importance of working with the reliable contractors, but they just don't have the time or energy to do the background check to make sure that the contractors are good before hiring them. So whether it's, client A or client B, this is where Reno Assistance becomes the perfect type of service for you. We do the background check for you. So when you meet with a contractor, you know that they're already verified. Our verification is very thorough. We have 53 points of verification. I love to say that number because it's big and it's important. So the process is for us to vet the contractors before they actually can join the platform. So when they meet with you, you know that you're working with reliable contractors.
Marilena, let's talk about the process when a customer calls in.
Well, whether you submit a project through our website or on a call, you automatically get in contact with a renovation advisor, which is a professional, so he knows the field very, very well. And they accompany you through the whole process. So they start by answering your questions, and they actually see if you are ready to move forward. So we see if you have plans or if you do need some, if there's any permits that are required before you actually could start your project. They will also even assess the budget of your project. So they'll discuss with you what your needs are, what you're expecting. And because we know what, the market value, we can give you an approximate idea of what the project would cost. So you can actually even get financially ready. So this whole process is even a huge advantage for contractors, because when they meet the customer is ready to go. They're not just seeking to get a quote. We get the quote, we give the quote, or at least an estimate with the advisor to start off with. Once the project is assessed and the customer is ready to go, we put the customer in contact with up to 3 contractors. So the advisor actually books the appointments, finds the perfect match that would fit not only the area, but the type of project that needs to be done. Then the customer meets with these 3 contractors. Once we get the quotes, the advisor actually assesses the quotes. They compare them to see if there's anything missing and which is the best value for the project. And then they accompany the customer in picking the contractor. So, there's no obligation. The service is with no fee and no obligation. And if the customer does decide to go with one of our contractors, the advisor follows through with the customer until the project is complete. So the advantage here is that you have somebody, guiding you through the whole process. So in case anything were to happen with the contractor where, there's a lack of presence on site or there's less communication, at least the customer has an advisor that can communicate with the contractor to make sure that things go smoothly till the end. So this is how not only we minimize risks, but it's a trusting process, because you have somebody that can back you in case anything goes wrong or that doesn't flow as well as it should be.
That's a terrific service, Marilena.
The advantage of our service also, Dave, is that there's no fee and no obligation. So somebody can actually meet with contractors, and if it's not for them, well, there's no obligation to move forward with any of the contractors. But we do have some of the best contractors in the industry, so it's worth giving it a try.
Terrific. Now, what kind of projects would Reno Assistance assist in? I'm thinking, large projects or small projects. What are some of the resources available online as well?
Well, we're expanding in Ottawa. So for the services that we offer in the Ottawa area, the general contractors mostly do, interior work such as kitchens, bathrooms, basement, accessibility. We can even go as far as doing home additions, conversions, garage builds, and new constructions. And we do have a commercial department. So as for commercial projects, if you have a restaurant, a clinic, a store, offices, or whatever commercial project, we can handle those as well. We just have to see if we have those contractors depending on the area in which you are. As for the resources online, well, obviously our best resource is our website, renoassistance.ca. There on our website, you can find all kinds of information. It's actually extremely well built. You can find tips and tricks, information on how to choose the proper contractor. You have amazing articles that are filled with valuable information. You can also get inspired by our previous projects to get some ideas. We have served over 130,000 customers up until now. So you can see projects such as the kitchens, bathrooms. We put all of our best projects on there. We do also have the commercial department if you need to see a little bit of what we've done. We have Facebook page, so you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram page, as well as our YouTube channel, on which you will find most of my videos, in which I share all kinds of also information regarding the renovation world. And perfect. I did want to mention also, Dave, that Reno Assistance is now part of Espace Proprio. It's an initiative of Desjardins that brings together non-financial services that are related to home ownership. So you can find out more information about Reno Assistance on our website of espaceproprio.com.
All right. Now, you're at the home show. What is your booth number or where folks can drop by and ask specific questions?
Our booth is 1420. If you go visit us, our renovation advisors are there on location to answer some questions and help you better understand our services.
Oh, that's terrific. So bookings, I guess, can be made at the remodeling show as well.
Yes, absolutely. So if you are ready or in the process of looking for a contractor, and if you have plans, you could bring them along, show them to the advisor on location, and they will put you in contact with the renovation advisor or them themselves, because they are the renovation advisors that serve Ottawa. So you will see that they're very knowledgeable and professional. They'll be able to answer your questions, and they will let you know if they can help you with your renovation project according to your budget, the time frame, and location.
Once again, Reno Assistance is the official presenter of the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show. It's on next weekend at the EY Centre. That's Thursday through Sunday, the 18th to the 21st. Marilena, we are right out of time. I want to thank you.
Really? Already?
Yeah, it was a fast one. But we're going to get back to our conversation with Robert Johnston in just a moment as well. Marilena, thank you again so much. Marilena Tricarico is with Reno Assistance. Always a pleasure chatting with you, Marilena.
Likewise, Dave. It was nice talking to you, and Happy New Year again.
You too. Thanks again. We'll be right back on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Experts on Call continues on News Talk 580 CFRA with our guest Robert Johnston and Marilena Tricarico and Jason Berggraf, our guests this hour. We're talking about the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show. It's coming up next weekend at the EY Centre. So let's do a quick recap of the show. Robert Johnston, show manager, categories of exhibitors perhaps, and some of the show information that people need to know.
Sure, yeah. So the dates are Thursday, January 18th through Sunday, January 21st. Admission is $14 at the door, or you can save 50% with promo code CFRA. Just visit OttawaHomeandRemodelingShow.com for more information and other promos that we have. Now the show itself is a full service show for everything renovation, landscaping, decoration, and overall home improvement projects. So the concept really that we have is that you can come on site and you can start by visiting with a designer or with a company who will give you inspiration on your next project, or just come by and ask questions. But we've got everything from renovators, contractors, designers, home decor companies, finance companies, renovation advisors such as Reno Assistance. It really is a full service show, so that when you come on site, you're able to sort of talk through your entire project and get the guidance you need, or finalize everything on site. And we also have, for people who say, oh, well, I have an apartment, or I don't have my own home, I'm renting. We've got all kinds of different products and services that you can't find anywhere else that are kind of fun and interesting to look at and buy. So a little bit of something for everybody on site.
All right, let's take a look at some promotions and some of the sweepstakes that you have on the go.
Sure, yeah. So as we had mentioned earlier on in the segment, we have the Habitat for Humanity. It's called the Sweet Space Sweepstakes. So, the Hawaii Build and Beach Sweepstakes, where if you donate when purchasing tickets to the show, you could be entered to win a 10-day trip to Hawaii's Big Island. We also have the Sweet Space Sweepstakes, which is a $500 Visa gift card to help create your dream space. And then we have, with Brian Baumler, Escape to the Island of Brian sweepstakes. So if you're a fan of the Baumlers, you know about Island of Brian. And it would be a 5-night vacation package for two, including accommodations and travel to San Andros Island, which is the Island of Brian. Then we also have on site the Dalla Decor Showcase Showdown. Dalla Decor will be setting up 2 different rooms on site. One of them was priced higher than the other one. You have to try and guess which one in the Showcase Showdown, and you'd be entered for a chance to win a $1,000 gift card at Dalla Decor.
All right. Now, the big stage item, of course, the Sleep Country stage. Lots of featured, I won't say entertainers necessarily, but guests is probably a better word, on stage. Let's talk about some of the guests that you have featured over the 3-day show.
Well, you could call them entertainers, Dave. That's pretty good as well, because it's going to be very entertaining. Lots of information and different tips and tricks. Full stage schedule will be up online at OttawaHomeAndRemodellingShow.com. But let's start with our headliner, HGTV Canada's Brian Baumler, who's going to be talking about taking the guesswork out of home ownership. He's always amazing to see. He's going to be on the stage from 5 to 6 on Friday, January 19th, and then from 1 to 2 on Saturday, January 20th. Now, other lineups, we have John Vander Hayden from Reliable Homes talking about solutions for comfort, saving energy and money with heat pumps. Chris Mulholland and Amy Derbyshire from Amstead Design Build talking about a guide to your successful renovations. We've got a panel of Baumler-approved companies that's going to be host-acted by contractor Ryan, and they're going to be talking all about finishing a basement. So if anybody's got a basement out there, that's something not to miss on Friday and Saturday. We also have Anita Murray from All Things Homes talking about the 2024 trends. Shirley Engel from Shirley Interiors talking about essential kitchen upgrades. We've got Sue Pitchforth from Decor Therapy Plus talking about the magic of paint and wallpaper. Jacob Kirst from Lagua Design Build and Renovate is how to find the right renovator for you. And we're going to have a lot of other really fun topics and things to listen to on the Sleep Country main stage. It's designed by West of Maine, presented by HGTV Canada, and the construction partner there is Aberdeen Development. So right. Sleep Country main stage is going to be one not to miss.
Always a popular destination at your shows, Robert, that's for sure. Now, as always, there are 5 key reasons to attend the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show. Let's touch on those 5 key reasons.
So we spoke about it a little bit already. It is the perfect destination for a busy person. It's a one-stop shop for everything home. We've got the experts all in one place. You don't have to call repeatedly to try and get appointments with people. You don't have to travel and drive from one end of Ottawa to the other. Everyone will be on site at the EY Center. Number 2, save money. A lot of the vendors understand that they are on site to close deals and give quotes. So they're very happy often to give vendor promos, whether you're looking for windows, doors, a contractor, talk to people about what specific promos and deals they might have on site. Quality of products and services. Everybody that does our show is vetted to a certain degree. If ever we have complaints on people from past shows, then they have a difficult time getting back into the show, and we do different vetting processes for the people on site. Advice. So we've got the main stage, we've got different people on site. Even if you don't have the project planned out, all of the companies are very happy to talk to you through what you're doing. So they'll be on site to help you out, regardless of whether you're going to purchase with them. And then fun. I mean, we've got the Perth Brewery Lounge. We've got the main stage. The exhibitors set up interesting displays. You know, some of them set up little kitchens and baths on site, different design areas. It's just a good time overall. Bring your parents, bring the kids, bring the whole family out. I know my daughter, 2 years old, she loves to come out and walk around and see the different things and get the little promo chocolates from the different exhibitors. So something fun out there for everybody.
Don't forget, next weekend, the EY Center, the place to be. And once again, that ticket promo, Robert?
CFRA, 50% off regular adult admission. So you'll be getting tickets for $7. That's valid for seniors or adults or students alike. Just visit OttawaHomeAndRemodelingShow.com, buy tickets, and plug that promo code in.
There you go. Robert Johnson, manager of the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show, next weekend, Thursday through Sunday at the EY Center. Always great chatting with you.
Thank you, Dave. I look forward to seeing everybody on site and hope to see you as well, Dave.
Absolutely. Special thanks as well to Marilena Tricarico from Renault Assistance and Jason Burgraff from the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association as well. Again, more info at OttawaHomeAndRemodelingShow.com. Dave Watts here. News is next on News Talk 580 CFRA.
The preceding program has been a paid presentation on News Talk 580 CFRA.